that young people, the popular thing right now is oral sex. That's because they say that's safe sex. But I know, and you know, that that is not safe sex. Many of the young people are being diseased with many kinds of diseases by the exposure to that kind of activity. So we need to tell them the truth.
And it's all part of the exploitation.
Yes, it is.
And I know that we had a recent article you were sharing with me about...
Just today. Just today, young people, two young people, one walking their dog. She was only 9 years old. Today in Columbus, Ohio, they're looking for someone who tried to abduct two young people, one adolescent and one teenager, 17 years old, two different situations, and it's happening daily. Not only is this affixation to exploitation, not only are we seeing it with our young people, but also we know about teachers. In Bellefontaine, Ohio, was just arrested for prostitution with young people. I don't know if you know it, but Toledo, Ohio is the hub in the United States for teen trafficking, sexual trafficking. It's the hub, yes, our Ohio. And right next to that information, I noticed that Columbus, Ohio is ripe for that activity because of the growth in homelessness and because of the multiplicity of educational institutions, which means children are here unprotected, and so they're being targeted even in Columbus, Ohio, with the sex trafficking.
Well, you have some awesome information that you are sharing with us today, and we just want to thank you for stopping by. We are certainly proud of the work that you're doing with teenagers in our community with the Gold Medallion, and thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you and so nice to have you here today. And thank you for joining us for Joy in Our Town for this week. That's our program. You join us again next week. We'll be right here. Concerning internet pornography, how to protect themselves from sexual predators and harmful electronic schemes. So, Ms. Johnson, thank you so
Good morning,
much
and
for
thank you so
being
very
here.
much for having me on your show this morning.
We are so delighted to have you. I know that you are doing an awesome work in our community.
Thank you.
With our young people. And I want you to tell us about the Gold Medallion Foundation.
The Gold Medallion Foundation is a nonprofit, community-based organization, and our focus is on young people and adults to educate, illuminate, and to draw out the potential, especially in young people. So we want to partner with both young people and adults for a more productive lifestyle.
Well, I know that there would have to be problems to create the need for this program. So I want to talk a little bit of discussion about some of the things that prompted us to have this organization, some of the key areas or problems with our team.
Okay. As an educator, I am especially enthused about bringing out potential. I believe that as an educator, it is our focus to find out what potential lies in a young person and then to stimulate them to exercise their gifts and their talents. And I would say about 20 years ago, I began working with young people in pageants and public speaking events, and as well as in community organization, teen pregnancy centers would call me in to help young people with their self-esteem. And then I started to work more and more as a trainer, even working in corporate environments, and my attention kept being drawn to young people because they are the potential of our society. There's so much excitement and so much zeal with young people, and so as an educator, I've noticed lately that our young people are being drawn away with exploitation and the conversations that they have in the classroom, instead of it being focused on their education. Many times it's what they've seen on the internet and what they've observed on television or in movies.
And you also had mentioned fashion as another way that they're being drawn away. Exactly.
A 4, 8-year-old can buy fashions that at one time we thought appropriate for a 30-year-old woman.
I know also you mentioned self-esteem, and we're talking about drawing out this potential and reasons why we're not fostering that potential. So self-esteem, tell us about your work in that area, because that seems to be a big one.
With the breakdown of the family, we're finding that so many of our young people do not have the foundation that's required in order to be confident and in order to succeed in life, even in education. If there's no one to help with homework, they're kind of left to their own resources. And so our organization, we provide tutoring. There are times when we provide tutoring, enrichment programs for our young people, performing arts, that kind of thing. The Gold Medallion Foundation, and by the way, a person can view that site by looking at www.thegoldmedallionfoundation.org. And since 2001, we've been working in the areas of building self-esteem, providing education programs, and this year we're targeting abstinence because of the exploitation of young people.
You're targeting abstinence.
Abstinence, and I've oftentimes been asked, well, what does that mean? Become abstinent is to deliberately refrain from activity that could be potentially harmful. It could be alcohol, it could be overeating, and absolutely sexual activity.
And you have, this is as part of the curriculum with the school and the classes that
this
you have?
Year, since 2001, we've conducted the School of Esther, or the SOE Academy for Boys and Girls. And this program focuses on male-female relationships. We know many of our young people are from broken homes, and without proper attention from parents, young people are confused many times they're confused about their sexuality. Oftentimes young girls are exploited because they're looking for love, because they have not gotten it at home. And because of that, internet is right there for them. I have some statistics that say that on the internet, the teens spend 3 hours a day on average, clicking on different sites, and many times 90% of teens have viewed porn online, and that there are about 300,000 adult websites that young people have viewed while doing their homework that expose them to explicit sexual acts. So this is influencing our young people, and I am very concerned about it. Our organization is concerned about it. That's why we're focusing this year on abstinence and education and illumination when it comes to talking about these issues, because education is everything. It takes out the mystery sexuality when we talk about it.
We've had other guests to talk about the influence of the internet on teenagers and internet pornography and things of this nature. How are you able to